Hey Scoli-Scribers, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm continuing to share my scoliosis journey from age 12 to 20 on episode 3 of my Scoli-Series. This video will be covering 3 points: how my mom remained steadfast and hopeful after my first negative experience at a non-surgical treatment program, how my mindset/perspective shifted as we moved to this new clinic, and the hard-learned truth about scoliosis. If you watched episode 2 of my Scoli-Series, you know that my first experience at a non-surgical treatment program was horrible, and that's an understatement. After just coming back with negative results and very expensive monetary setbacks, it kind of hindered my family's hope that another non-surgical treatment program would actually work. And completely understandable, my dad just felt like other non-surgical options would end up being a scam, and so he was like just checked out of that idea and actually wanted me to opt for spinal fusion. However, my mom remained very steadfast in her research of other non-surgical options, and her dedication still fathoms me to this day, which is why I asked her how she was able to get past our initial negative experience of the last non-surgical treatment program. And she told me the reason she got past it ultimately stemmed from her desire for me to live a full life. And because she was already against me getting spinal fusion, in order for that to happen, she understood that one of these non-surgical treatment options had no choice but to work. My mom said that her concern wasn't necessarily fixed on me living a full life as a 12-year-old, but how that could last as a 25-year-old too. In other words, she didn't want something like spinal fusion, a major operation I would have gotten done as a child, to hinder any opportunities I would have had as an adult, even though it would have been cheaper and much easier. So she was willing to sacrifice a lot of time, money, and energy into researching and choosing non-surgical options so that I could live a full life in both childhood and adulthood. And being a woman of faith, Yahweh definitely gifted her hope and perseverance throughout this decision as well. The clinic that my mom ended up finding in her intricate and time-consuming research is called Restoration Chiropractic KC, which is located in Belton, Missouri. So August of 2019, my mom and I packed our bags, flew to Missouri, and arrived at the clinic. Again, I was very, very hopeful that this program would fix my scoliosis, and I was actually super happy because Restoration Chiropractic at the time didn't offer bracing, and as long as I never got to wear the brace again, I was willing to do whatever it took to cure my scoliosis. And I kept up that hope and optimism up until my consultation with the doctor. For one, I found out that my spinal curvature had reached 73 degrees, the highest it's ever been. And by now I was months away from being 13, so I was definitely going through some growth spurts and puberty. And for two, it was this consultation that the doctor told me that scoliosis was not curable. He explained that once you have it, you will always have it. I was like, what in the world do you mean? I mean, guys, I was so confused because this information differed so greatly than what the last doctor at the last clinic explained and how it was easy and curable. And I'm telling you, I was upset, frustrated, devastated, and I wanted to cry right then and there in his office, thinking, why am I even here if I'm always gonna have scoliosis? I'm telling you, my mindset completely shifted from being hopeful and optimistic to thinking, why is this happening to me, and just complete despair. The doctor explained that scoliosis was so much more than just a physical deformity, but also a neurological issue as well. He said that if someone, let's just say, had gotten spinal fusion and no longer had a crooked spine, that would not mean that they were cured of it, because there was also a lot of neurological factors to consider with the condition. In fact, clearinstitute.org says, remember that scoliosis is not primarily a structural spinal condition. meaning that it's due to underlying neurologic causes that only manifest in the spine itself. Hence the reason why scoliosis is not curable. But I mean, come on, try explaining that to a 12-year-old who just got the hope ripped out of her. And I want to say that it was that consultation that we realized the detriment of scoliosis and how many other health problems were attached to it. Besides the physical deformity, clearinstitute.org explains if left untreated or in severe cases of scoliosis, it can bring digestive issues, migraines, and even more serious health problems like lung impairment. For instance, when a person has a curved spine, that spine not only curves in that S-shaped position, but it also rotates into the lungs, crushes the lungs, and makes it difficult for patients to breathe. To make a long story short, this consultation brought an overwhelming amount of hard-learned information. Realizing the reality of my condition was monumental to my scoliosis journey, because that had been the first time where my mom and I fully understood the actuality and severity of scoliosis, and that had been the moment where I had lost all hope that would take years to gain back. Thank you so much for staying tuned in all the way till the end. I know this episode in particular was a little bit more heavy as far as more earth-shattering information that brought me so much despair as a kid, but make sure to stay tuned in to the Scoli-Series to see what happens next. Bye!
Somebody.